The night was quiet, but something was already wrong. A young girl was lying on the cold sidewalk. The street lights were dim, and the road was almost empty. She was holding her arm tightly. It was hurting badly, but she was trying not to cry too loudly. She didn't want to look weak. Her clothes were dusty. Her phone was broken on the ground beside her. She tried to move, but her body felt heavy. Cars passed by slowly, but no one stopped. She kept looking at the road again and again, like she was waiting for someone important. Her eyes were full of pain, but also hope. At exactly 8:17 p.m., a black Uber car stopped at the far corner of the street. The engine was still running. The lights were low. Inside that car, a man sat quietly. He was not scared. He was not in a hurry. He was leaving like nothing happened. That man was connected to everything, and he was trying to disappear. At the same moment, the girl's phone screen blinked one last time before turning off completely. She had sent only one message before it broke. "Dad, help me." No explanation. No details. Just fear. Far away, a father saw that message on his phone. His hand started shaking. He didn't ask questions. He didn't wait. He grabbed his keys and ran to his car. His heart was beating fast. He didn't know what happened yet, but he knew one thing clearly. Something was very wrong with his daughter, and he was already on the way. But he didn't know. By the time he would arrive, everything would already be changing at 8:17 p.m. The engine of the car roared in the silent street. The father was driving fast, faster than he ever had in his life. His hands were tight on the steering wheel. His eyes were fixed on the road, but his mind was only thinking about one thing. His daughter. The message was still in his phone. "Dad, help me." No location, no details, only fear. He kept calling her again and again, but there was no answer. Every second felt heavy. Every red light felt like a wall trying to stop him from saving her. Inside his mind, he was trying to stay calm, but his heart was breaking slowly. "What happened to her?" he whispered. At the same time, just a few streets away, the girl was still lying on the sidewalk. She tried to sit up, but her body hurt too much. Her eyes were now weaker. The world around her felt blurry. And then, she saw it again. The black Uber. It was still there, but now it was moving slowly. Not running fast, just leaving like someone who thought they had already won. Inside that car, the man looked at his phone. No worry, no regret, just silence. He thought everything was under control. He didn't know the father was coming, and he didn't know something dangerous was about to happen. The girl tried to lift her hand, but she couldn't. She whispered again, very softly, "Dad," and far away, the father finally turned into her street. At that exact moment, fate was about to collide. The father turned his car into the narrow street. The headlights cut through the dark night. His eyes were moving fast, searching for anything unusual. His heart was already racing, but nothing could prepare him for what he was about to see. Then he saw her, his daughter, lying on the sidewalk. For a moment, the world stopped. He didn't hear the engine anymore. He didn't feel the steering wheel. Everything became silent in his mind. "No, no," he whispered as he opened the car door. He ran out before the car even fully stopped. His feet hit the ground hard as he rushed toward her. "Hey, stay with me," he shouted. His voice broke in the middle. He reached her and fell on his knees beside her. His hands were shaking as he touched her face. She was alive, but weak. Her eyes slowly opened when she saw him. "Dad," she whispered again. That one word hit him like a knife. He looked around quickly, trying to understand what happened. Broken phone, dust on the road, and fear in her eyes. Then she slowly raised her hand and pointed forward. The father followed her finger. At the far end of the street, a black Uber car was still there. The engine was running. The brake lights flashed once, and then it started to move. Slowly, calmly, like the person inside had no fear at all. The father stood up slowly. Something changed inside him in that moment. Not just worry, not just pain. Something dangerous was waking up. And now, he finally knew where the enemy was. The father's eyes locked on the black Uber. It was moving slowly, like nothing important had happened. Like the night was normal. Like a girl was not lying injured just a few steps away. That silence made everything worse. The father gently placed his daughter's head on the ground. His hands were still shaking, but his mind was becoming sharp. "Stay here. "I will come back," he said softly. Then he stood up. His body was calm now, but inside, something was burning. He started walking toward the street, step by step. Not running, not shouting, just walking. Inside the Uber, the man finally looked into the rear mirror. He saw the street behind him. He saw the father standing there. For a second, his expression changed, but only for a second. Then he looked away again, like it didn't matter. The Uber turned slowly at the corner and disappeared behind another street. The father reached the spot where the car had been. He stopped there. The road was empty now. Only tire marks remained on the ground. He looked left, then right. His breathing was heavy, but controlled. He pulled out his phone and quickly called someone. "Check every camera on this street," he said in a low voice. His tone was no longer emotional. It was focused, cold. Behind him, his daughter was still lying on the sidewalk, watching him from a distance. She saw him standing there, and for the first time, she felt something stronger than pain. Hope, because she knew now her father was not just here to find her. He was here to find the person who did this. And that chase had just begun. The night became heavier as silence spread over the street again. The father returned to his daughter for a moment. He checked her breathing, held her hand, and made sure she was still stable. But his eyes were no longer fully on her. His mind was somewhere else now. The enemy had escaped, but not without leaving something behind. He stood up again and walked slowly toward the exact spot where the Uber had stopped. The street light above flickered slightly, making the ground look strange. Then he saw it, a small object on the road, a phone strap. He picked it up carefully. It was not his daughter's. It belonged to someone else. The father's eyes narrowed. This was not an accident. This was planned. He looked around again. The street was quiet, but now he was paying attention to everything. Cameras on the corner, a small shop nearby, a traffic mirror reflecting the road. He immediately walked to the shop. "Did you see that car?" he asked the shopkeeper. The man nodded slowly. "Yes, black Uber." It stopped for a few seconds, then left fast. The father asked one more question. "Who was inside?" The shopkeeper hesitated. Then he said something that changed everything. "There were two people in the car at first, but one got out near the corner before it left." The father went silent. Two people, not one. That meant the situation was bigger than he thought. He stepped outside again and looked down the road. The enemy was not just running away. He was splitting the story apart. And now the father knew this was not just an attack. It was a setup. The father stood in the middle of the empty street, holding the small phone strap in his hand. The night wind moved slowly, but his mind was moving faster than ever. Two people in the Uber. One escaped. One disappeared earlier. That single detail changed everything. He looked back at his daughter for a second. She was still weak, still injured, but now slightly more stable. A neighbor had come out and was helping her sit safely near the wall. But the father's focus was no longer only on her pain. It was on the truth behind it. He walked back to the shopkeeper again. "Think carefully," he said in a calm but firm voice. "Where did the second person go?" The shopkeeper tried to remember. He got out near the old junction, maybe 200 meters back. He was walking fast, like he didn't want to be seen. The father nodded slowly. Now it made sense. This was not a random escape. This was a planned separation. One person stayed in the Uber to mislead the trail. The other disappeared on foot. A distraction. A cover. The father closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them again, something had changed inside him. No panic. No confusion. Only clarity. He pulled out his phone and sent one message to his contact. "Lock every exit road. Check all cameras from last 30 minutes. Find the person who left the Uber." Then he looked at the dark road ahead. His daughter had been hurt, but the truth was now coming out piece by piece. And whoever planned this had already made one big mistake. They left a father alive. And now, he was not just searching. He was hunting.